Let's go. Legend. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hi, welcome to the Comic Con Community Podcast. My name's Will, and today I have joining me Mark, aka the Red Cornish Ranger. Hi, Mark.
Hi, yo.
How's it going?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, well, barring the weather.
Yeah, standard British weather.
Yeah, definitely.
Things have got to improve soon. It's bank holiday, so it's expected, you know.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about the Red Cornish Ranger. What is the Red Cornish Ranger, and where did the idea come from?
Well, basically, the idea mostly came from that when I started on TikTok here back in sort of end of 2020, beginning of 21, I sort of like needed a name for myself, because obviously when I came on there, I did all the searching and I came across a few other cosplayers and Ranger fans, basically, and they all had sort of like very interesting names, like you had Eternal Ranger, Ranger Hunter, and even my mate Cosplay Dude 637. You know, they just really sounded quite epic. So I needed something for myself, and well, my favorite color is actually red.
Right,
Despite the
that's
Ranger,
handy.
yeah, despite the actual Ranger itself, you know, I mean, I am a fan of the Red Ranger, but I'm a fan of a lot of the Rangers.
Yeah.
And obviously I was born and bred in Cornwall, so that's where the Cornish came from, and it just made sense to be the Red Cornish Ranger. I did go through a little phase of mixing it between the different ways of having the Cornish Red Ranger or Red Cornish Ranger, but then I settled on the Red Cornish Ranger, and then it just blew up from there. It did.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, Red Cornish. When I read it, obviously, I thought, well, you know, the Cornish has got to be the fact that he's from Cornwall, but I didn't want to jump to conclusions on that one. So,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
no, that makes sense.
yeah, it is literally all in the name. It is, and it's just what I've stuck with, even after building up, obviously, all the cosplays I've got, because I've got more now than just the Red Cornish Ranger. But it was literally the one I started with, although it was a very, very basic cosplay. It was like a jumper that I brought and just some red trousers, or sort of a Ranger mix. But it wasn't anything like this. It was just literally just a jumper and a pair of trousers. But then as I
Right.
got more well known on Facebook, as I got more well known on TikTok, I started getting people, you know, asking me, would I like some things? And the first thing I got asked for was, if I can get it on, was the Cornish coin I got.
Oh, right. Amazing.
And I actually got that for free. He made it for me specifically and then sent it along.
Right.
The
That's
shield as
brilliant.
well, I got done for free as well, except I had to pay for delivery, unfortunately, because it came from over in the US.
Oh, that would have been cheap.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad. I think it was about maybe 30 quid, maybe. I can't remember. It's a good few years ago
That's
now.
not bad. Yeah.
And then the same with the helmet as well. Guy called Rossi Boy on TikTok, he made this for me. I have repainted it since, just to add the sort of like the Cornish flair on it.
Yeah,
But
cool.
yeah, these all sort of like came free, and I
Right.
always felt myself very lucky about it, to be honest.
Yeah, you've done well with that, haven't you? You've done really well.
Yeah, I did really well. It literally, like in the first couple of years, I think like by 2022 or 23, I had all this. I did, so it literally was only a couple of years.
Right. That's good going. That's really good. So you've also got have you got a podcast, the Red Cornish Ranger podcast?
Yeah, I've actually got two technically. I just haven't been posting much on my what I call my main one, but it's really been overshadowed. So I've got the Adventures of the Red Cornish Ranger, which is my podcast. It's about my character, because obviously when I started doing TikTok, I met a load of people, including the likes of Jim and Billy, who used to do the Zero to Hero podcast, and that's really what it all started off with. Because I literally spoke to someone that went on their podcast, then I did a shout out about it, and then I was contacted by Billy and ended up going on there, and I kind of became part of their sort of inner team that we did. And
Right.
I managed to actually introduce a couple of people to that group, including my mate cosplay dude 637, who his real name is Willie, and Ty Tiger, and we kind of like became this trio that were writing stories. And Willie actually started with sending me a message saying, would I like to voice my Red Cornish Ranger character in stories that he's writing? And I was like, yeah, I want to do that. I was
Of course,
excited
yeah,
to do it.
definitely.
And then from there, I started to build up a backstory to that character leading up to those events. And then eventually I molded it into the podcast of the Adventures of the Red Cornish Ranger. And yeah, I've been going now for, well, I've been writing these stories for about 2-3 years. And this one's pretty new, the podcast itself, but managed to actually catch up, as it were, to where he wrote the story. So it's no longer a backstory, it's now progressed forwards.
It's now the story.
Yeah. I mean, I've still got a little bit of catching up, because Ty's written some other stories as well of my character in a segment he calls Power Rangers Global, where my character is sort of like leading a team. But I'm sort of catching up to that, but I'm not that far behind. I think by June I should be matching him for stories, so they should be bouncing off of each other in theory.
Hopefully.
And
so where can people find that? Is that on YouTube or Spotify or everywhere? Or
yeah, pretty much everywhere. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Amazon Music. Yeah, you can get them all over the place there. My other podcast was the one I sort of like created at the beginning, and it's called Nerds Through Comics, but I spelt through as throw because I'm dyslexic, and my mate suggested the name for it, and that's how I took it. I took it as through instead of throw. But
right, so Nerds Throw Comics rather than through comics.
Yeah, but it's meant to be through. It's a little joke on myself, really. And it's supposed to be about me adapting comic books into sort of audio dramas. I've done a few. I did a Doctor Who one, or the Doctor Who Star Trek crossover. That was the first one I sort of did. I've done a couple of Power Ranger ones, although I want to progress a bit more with those. I want to actually do all the Boom comics if I can eventually. I also did the Hulk, The End, and that one I'm quite sort of proud of, actually, because I literally just did it word for word from the comic book, rather than adding sort of like narration to it.
Yeah.
I also did Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. That's quite a funny one.
Oh, gosh, sounds like something Deadpool would do.
Yeah, well, the guy that voiced Deadpool, I just let him ad-lib a lot of it, and I even got him to record sort of like the intro, and he sort of like sings along to the X-Men theme tune as Deadpool. It's hilarious, it really is.
That sounds great. I'll make sure I include links to all of this in the video description as well, so people know where to find you.
No worries.
Amazing. So you've got quite a few costumes. How did you get into cosplay? I mean, before TikTok, were you into it already, or was it just like
not
TikTok
really? No,
and
no. Literally, I just decided to start TikTok because it was at the end of sort of like the whole COVID thing, and I thought, I'll just download TikTok, take a look at it. And then I just started to see all these people doing cosplays and that, and it did really just spark an interest. So I just wanted to go for it, and since then I just started to build up all of them. I created a lot of them myself. Well, I created the characters myself. I haven't actually created a lot of the cosplays myself. They are either given to me or brought. Like this actual Red Cornish Ranger, this Red Ranger suit is one I brought. But yeah, I just built it up over the time I did, and it's just ones that I really liked to try to cosplay as, whether it's my own characters or some other ones I've got as well.
Did you do any like actual characters, or are they all ones that you've made?
I have done some actual characters. So I've got my Joker one. So it's literally the
Oh
Joker.
yes.
I've got the green hair. I do the face paint. It's kind of the Arkham Asylum sort of like costume. I've also do Zack from Final Fantasy VII. So I've
Right.
got the wig, I've got the Buster Sword, and I've got the full sort of like costume. But it's more of a cloud costume, but because I've got the black wig, it's sort of like it's Zack in my head.
It works. Yeah.
I've also got
Right.
3 Ranger ones as well. I've got the Red Ranger, the White Ranger, and the Green Ranger. Although my Green Ranger one isn't that. It's a plastic helmet that's a cheap one.
Right. Does that need an upgrade then? So if anybody's watching and wants to donate a helmet,
Yeah,
a green Power Rangers helmet to Mark, that will be great.
it would. Yeah, so
Why not? Yeah.
literally my lowest one probably out of quality.
Right. Do you ever wear it still, or is it just do you
I
just
haven't,
mostly wear the Red Ranger?
no, I haven't worn it much. I mostly seem to be wearing either my Red Range one or my Mandalorian that I actually call the Colonelorian, sort of like with King Cornish. Or I did create a Doctor Who one as well, which is more out of normal clothes that I had. It was like a shirt that I used to wear for interviews, and a jacket that I did get for my father's funeral. But yeah, it just seemed like it's a nice jacket for looking like the Doctor. And I've also got
Ah,
like not a fez, a fedora hat as well. And it is the Doctor, but it's my own version of the Doctor. Like sort of like say he's a really old Doctor. So that way everything that happens in the show is canon to him because he's in the distant future.
right. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of people do cosplays and they look exactly like the person, but it's always good to add your own twist onto it.
Yeah.
So this is what I think the Doctor would look like, or this is my interpretation of it. So it's always good to go down that route.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hold much to the whole sort of like screen accurate sort of thing. I'd rather have my own twist on it and make it my own that way. I mean, even
Yeah.
if it is just something as simple as my Joker costume, they used to have a goatee, so I would paint that green to go with the whole hair and that, and that was it. That was my Joker. It was a goateed looking Joker.
Yeah, that was your twist on things. So
Yeah,
how many outfits do you think you've got altogether? How many costumes?
I think I've got about 12 to 13, maybe. I mean, it depends how you sort of look at it because I do reuse certain ones. It's like,
Yeah.
obviously, I've got the White Ranger, but I've also got a white sort of Mandalorian, which I got that helmet for as well.
Ah, right.
And I even made my own sort of armor. I got someone to 3D print it for me, and then I painted it.
Right.
Then I just put it on a polo neck,
Ah,
and that sort
cool.
of like goes over my white one piece.
Hmm.
I also use the white one for basically it's meant to be a power up of the Red Cornish Ranger, where I've got like I don't know if you know the Legend of the White Dragon. The
Right.
last
No.
Tommy Oliver, not the last Tommy Oliver, the last Jason David Franks film that he did before he passed away. But that's my own version of it, painted in the Cornish colours, even with the flag on the back.
Got the flag on the back. Yeah,
Yeah,
it does look super cool though.
I've got to have the whole Cornish thing.
On everything.
Yeah, it is literally my thing. It is with it. But yeah,
Yeah.
obviously I've got those two go with the White Ranger suit. I've got my Colonelorian. I've also got a sort of pirate one, which is actually my own character I created for a One Piece story that my friend Cosplay Dude writes. and he's called
Ah,
Captain Trelawney. I kind of like. I did do him after sort of like Johnny Depp's Captain Jack. He's a bit of a drunk. He's a bit of a slur of his, but he's a typical pirate, definitely. Even the way he talks, it's
yeah.
like and everything. But he's also a master swordsman. So
Right. I mean, it makes sense. You've got a pirate,
yeah.
obviously coming from.
But
I'd be surprised if you didn't.
I say his name is Captain Trelawney, and Trelawney is Cornish as well, and he's
Yeah.
part of the Corny Pirates. It's all literally
Corny pirates.
everything does link back to Cornish. I do go a
Yeah.
bit overboard, I think, with it sometimes.
Have you got any costumes that don't have the Cornish flag on them?
My
Or
joke
have you
one
managed
doesn't.
to? Right. I think you
Yeah,
could probably manage to put it on there somewhere, maybe.
probably, yeah. If I've got a little badge and maybe sewed it on, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, and the Zach one doesn't. And technically speaking, the Doctor Who one doesn't have one. Doesn't have anything Cornish on it except me in it.
Yeah, you need apart from you need to put the flag maybe on the inside so that you can flash the flag.
But I do actually have a flag that I use as a cloak for. Well, I sort of use it for this one, but mostly for my Mandalorian as well.
With the flag on it.
Yeah, it's a full
Oh,
proper flag.
oh,
And
amazing.
there's also, where is it? I've also got that on the back panel as well. So that goes on my back behind the cape and everything.
Right. So people will know it's you, even though you've
Yeah,
got your helmets on. Any outfit you're wearing, people will probably know it's you.
yeah. I mean, I've not been recognised that much, especially down here in Cornwall, because it's very, you don't get much in Cornwall, unfortunately. But I
No.
do get recognised sometimes, especially when I've gone to ponds up country a bit more.
How is the Comic Con scene in Cornwall? Is it non-existent or
Not
not great?
non-existent, but just very quiet. It's like you can't get many. You don't get many stars down here, or you get hardly any. There's a few cons going around. There's UK game. No, I always get this wrong. UK Comic Con and Gaming Festival. They do.
Okay.
They're doing two down here now. They do one in Truro and one in Newquay. Oh, sorry, no, three. They do one in Truro, Newquay, and at Weybridge at the Royal Cornwall Showground,
Right.
which I'm hoping to go this year because Chris Barrett is going.
Cool.
Rimmer, I have to go meet Rimmer at least. Well,
Definitely. Yeah.
I did actually meet Danny John Jules, the cat. That was at Plymouth Con, which I wasn't that stoked about. It was very crowded. You couldn't get selfies with the actors. You could pretty much just get signatures. And if you
Yeah.
wanted a photo, it was a professional photo that was like 150 quid. And
Ooh.
yeah, it's I want a picture with them because I've got pictures with a load of the stars that I have met, but that con was literally the only one that I didn't get any with because it was just too expensive.
That's a shame. Well, what I'm going to tell you now may make you slightly upset. So last Saturday, there was a Comic Con in Blackpool, which is like 10 minutes from where I live. So I was there running some board games, and my partner was there with her stall. It was a Creed Conventions, which is run by Showmasters. So it was at Norbrett Castle Hotel in Blackpool. So I said if I can do some board games, can we get a free table? Yeah, that's great. So I went and did the board games, and they had where I'd set up, maybe 10 meters away, they had the guest speakers tables, and
Yeah,
Danny was there and Craig was there. So both of them were sat maybe 10 meters away from where I was all day. And their photographs they did a joint photograph with the Red Dwarf scenery for £80, I think it was.
yeah,
Bargain, absolute bargain.
yeah. That is.
But yeah, they were both there, and the Brown Blasted was there, and there's a couple of other people there. But yeah, Creed is the way to go because they're smaller conventions. They're not huge. They're not expensive. I think entry was only like £10 or so. And Craig usually does them, and Danny does a few, and so you'll always get the Red Dwarf crew doing it. So keep your
That's
eyes out for
cool.
Creed,
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely. Yeah, I'll have to.
Yeah, it was a really good day as well. The room itself isn't huge. It's funny was I spoke about this on the last podcast last night, but the room isn't huge, so there was a few hundred people there, but it wasn't like overwhelming. So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just
This one
good.
we went to, it was like in a sports hall, and it
Right.
was just absolutely crowded. There were still people even queuing to come in. There were just,
Gosh.
yeah, a little too much, I think, really.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds it. I mean, this one was a mix of a Comic Con and the card market, so they were selling
Mm.
Pokemon cards as well. So it got quite busy around the Pokemon card area because obviously people like to stand around and look at all the cards. But
Yeah,
no, it was a good day. It was a good day. Maybe you need a trip up to Blackpool next year for a
yeah.
bit of a weekend away.
I do want to go to some of the more bigger ones. Like I was thinking of going to MCM Birmingham, but
Yes, yeah,
just money mostly.
yeah. It turns out to be quite an expensive event. By the time you've
Can
included
be.
travel, accommodation, event entry
Yeah,
tickets, autographs, photographs. You're looking at a few hundred easily.
you are.
You know,
Yeah, easily.
and the rest. It's so expensive. Which is a shame. So that's why I like the fact that these smaller ones, you've got Unleashed, you've got Creed, and then you've got a lot of independent ones that are just popping up now as well.
Yeah,
Which is great. It opens up to people who can't afford to travel to Manchester or Liverpool or
mm.
similar. Um, that's good. So have you got any cons lined up this year or?
Well, yeah. I'm hoping to go, like I say, to Weybridge. I'm also going to go to a couple of really local ones down here. So I'm going to one that I think is going to be in Stidians. It's a relatively new one. It only started last year, and they're called Geek Expo. So I'm hoping to
Right.
go to that one. And another one that's run by a charity called True Butterfly is who I actually got my main Mandalorian armor off of, and the guns and that.
Right.
Um, yeah, he's a brilliant fellow. He is, and it's called Comic Con Movie and Anime Festival. They all abbreviate it, and I get a bit confused with what they actually are
Yeah.
sometimes. But they've actually moved as well because they were at the Princess Pavilion in Falmouth, but now they're going to be somewhere in Penryn. It's only a few minutes
Right.
up the road, but apparently it's going to be a bigger event as well. So maybe
That's
we might
good.
get some more bigger things.
Yes, fingers crossed. You mentioned the 3D printing before. Is that something you've ever thought about doing yourself, or do you just
I
is
have
is it a bit too much?
it. Yeah, I think it is a bit too much for me, but I have thought about it. I mean, I would love to do it, but some of the things I've actually got are so detailed and so well done. I sort of like look at them and think, there's no way I could do that. There's no way I could get to that level of quality of my own. I would struggle, I think. I mean, I'd probably end up just making little things like all the little model ships, maybe, and
Yeah,
something
why not?
ridiculous like Geordie's visor and stuff like that.
Yeah. See, I bought a 3D printer a few years ago, and it's only a low end one, so it's like an end of three version 3, but it's fast. It's really fast, and it prints great. I mean, I run Dungeons and Dragons, so I've printed a pirate ship,
Yeah.
but it's modular, so the top bit comes off and then the middle bit comes off, so you can, if your character's on the top floor on the deck, you can do that, and then if they go down the stairs, you can take the deck off and show where they are then, and then if they go down the stairs, so there's the amount of things you can build. I mean, there's lots of websites out there that do the free files as well. So
Yeah.
if you go onto Thingiverse and search for like Power Rangers, no doubt hundreds of items will come up.
Oh, there will be.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting thing to get into, but it is time consuming and it can be tricky
Yeah.
depending on how much you spend, because obviously the more expensive printers, less chance of failing. The cheaper
Yeah.
printers
Well, those, yeah.
fail a lot. But it's one of those things. It's certainly fun to do, but when you get the result at the end of it and you can see your finished thing and you can paint it, and it just looks great. But you can say, yeah, I made this, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's why I wanted to paint my White Ranger or White Mando suit. I wanted to actually paint it myself, and I think I did quite a good job on it, especially with the sort of like edge of the shield. Trying to sort of like mix it with the gold and that to sort of make it look like the White Ranger shield, but have it a little different. I do have another little plan, but I've got company in this room. My daughter is here with me, and I've got something in the pipeline for her, but I don't want to say too much because
That's fine. Yeah, don't give it away. Don't give it away.
she sort of knows what's coming, but she
Right.
doesn't know it's
It'll,
coming.
it'll be a nice surprise then.
Definitely, yeah.
So obviously you're a Power Rangers fan. Have you ever met any of the Power Rangers cast at any of the conventions you've been to?
Yeah, well, actually, it was 2020. It was 23. Yeah, it was no, sorry, 24. I'd actually recently met my mate Ty up at Exeter Comic Con, and he found a Monopoly group that do a load around the country, but they do one in Newport in Wales. And we found out that David Jones, Blue Ranger, was going. So it was like, right, yeah, no, that's it. We're going. We are. Both me and Ty, we were like, that's it. We're definitely going. So we all booked it in and we were getting ready to go. And then suddenly, oh, Amy Jo Johnson is also going. So it was like, we got two for the price of one, as it were. And I did actually get, where is it? I got obviously signatures, but I also got the picture with them as well.
Oh yes,
And
yeah.
I went up in costume as well.
That's what they're all about.
Yeah, I mean it was brilliant. I met quite a few people up there, to be honest. We met John Barryman, Gareth, the guy that played Yanto. Never say his name properly. Also, what's the name that plays the bad guy in Breaking Bad, and he's in The Mandalorian? Plays the Dark Trooper. No, the guy.
Oh yes, yeah, cool.
So yeah,
I've seen all the Breaking Bad, but I'm terrible at names. It's just it was a great show, but I'm just so bad at names.
I am as well. I mean, I can remember the first set of Power Ranger names, and then that's it.
Yeah, everything else is gone.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously I met those two. And I'm actually in a group now on TikTok, funny enough, with Justin, who played the Silver in Space Ranger.
Wow.
Yeah, and I even did a little thing for him as well because he was battling cancer at one point, and one of the fans and person I speak with, was like, do you want to record a little video or something to him? And I did, and yeah, he's very talkative as well. Sometimes he is, and you can interact with him quite a lot.
Right, that's really cool.
He's yet to come on any of my lives, but I don't go live much.
No. Do you do lives on TikTok, or do you just do recordings?
I try to, but I'm not. I don't feel like I'm that sort of good at it. It's like I'll go live, but I'll do videos at the same time because I don't want to sit down and do nothing. I want to do something whilst I'm on live. But not many people talk to me. I think most of that problem is because I do it in the morning here, and most of the people that follow me are over in the US.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you need to be doing it like late at night so that the people in the US are kind of just finished work. But
I mean,
it's not ideal.
I did kind of think about doing that, sort of like doing it at night. But because I used to have a little shed that I built that housed all my stuff. It did, and then when we had that storm at the beginning of the year, it kind of blew away.
Oh no!
Luckily, I got everything out. Nothing was damaged.
Good. That's the main thing.
Yeah, but the shed itself was just not salvageable.
Yeah, time to build a new shed, is it?
Yep. hopefully, yeah, we've got a bit of a plan in motion. We're just waiting on yes or no's on it.
Right. Yeah. You definitely need somewhere to keep all your stuff because, you know, it sounds like you've got quite a bit.
Yeah, I've have built up quite a collection. Mrs. gets mad at me with the amount that I got.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's out of all the cons you've ever been to, which is your favorite? Was it the one in Wales, or have you got
Yes,
like another one?
I mean, I do enjoy the little ones that I've gone to, like Exeter and even the ones locally. But yeah, one of my definitely all-time favourites was the Wales one, and we went there twice. We went there last year and obviously the year before as well when we met David and Amy. And every time I've gone, they have been really brilliant. Met some really famous people, and yeah, it's just been a wonderful atmosphere, to be honest. And get a lot of people around chatting to you, and I've had a few people that do follow me talk to me there as well, and yes, they were the best ones I think at the moment. One reason why I want to go to MCM though is see if it can top it.
Yeah. Is that the one in Birmingham then? Is that
Yeah,
the
yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to go to London because I'm a typical Cornishman. I don't overly like travelling outside of the county anyway. Definitely travelling up to London, yeah, no. And I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to drive up there.
No, definitely not. No. The good thing about Birmingham, if it is at the NEC, is that it's right next to the train station.
Oh, that's
So,
not
so there's a train station in the NEC. You kind of come out of the trains, come off the train, go some stairs and down a corridor, and you're in the NEC. So it's super handy, and it's also next to the airport as well. But I think flying is a bit optimistic.
Well, yeah, especially down here, we only got one airport.
Oh,
I don't think it goes anywhere, to be honest.
You make it sound like you're in the middle of nowhere.
It does feel like it sometimes down here in Cornwall. It really does. You know, the number of things I see people do online with going to all these big cons, and it's like, yeah, for me, that's like 300-400 miles away. I can't get there.
Yeah. Such a shame. Yeah. I mean, where we are, we're on the coast next to Blackpool. So, I mean, Blackpool has a couple of smaller Comic Cons, and, you know, we're running one in Lytham this year. But Manchester is like an hour away. You know, Liverpool is an hour away. So we've always got that option. You know, if we wanted to go to Manchester or Liverpool, or even, you know, even into Yorkshire, if there was, I know Unleashed do their events in Yorkshire. So everything's, you know, it's maybe an hour to 2 hours away. So we're quite lucky there. One of the
like 3 or 4 hours.
yeah, that's your whole day traveling then, isn't it? There's no way you
Yeah.
could do that in one day, which is
Yeah,
a
you
shame.
do have to go up the day before, but we generally do when we do it. We go up the day before and stay in a hotel.
And stay over. Yeah.
I mean, that was quite.
Oh, go on. You're high.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, it was quite interesting actually at the last one because obviously the first time we went up to Wales, I could hide the majority of this under my clothes, so I could have some trousers on and a top on, and it was pretty well hidden. But the last one, I went as the Joker, and I basically had to come down in the lobby, all costume. He got a walking stick or a cane as well, so you know we just managed to stroll out.
Gosh, yeah, with the makeup on as well.
Yeah, full makeup and everything.
There's no hiding that.
No, there wasn't. There was no way around it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think when cons are on, people get used to seeing it, though, don't they? You know, you can tell when there's a Comic Con on because there's just loads of people walking around in cosplay, so it's not so bad.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, touch wood, I've not had any sort of like bad comments or anything about it. You know, not like you've seen in. Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of it recently as well, haven't we? That people are saying bad things and doing stupid things, especially at that. What was it? There's I know it was around that bodybuilding.
Yes.
Con,
Was that in Birmingham or was it Manchester?
I feel like it might have been Birmingham, I think.
Yes. Yeah, because they've got two separate, well, they've got loads of halls, but I think they've got two main halls, and I think that they had the Comic Con or whatever it was in one, and then the
Yeah.
weightlifting one and the other, and it turned into a bit of a
Yeah, you
bit
just
of,
don't.
bit of a
Yeah,
disaster by the looks of it. Yeah, there was a lot of bad press around that. So
Mm.
it's I'm sure that hopefully the organisers or the NEC won't be doing that again anytime soon.
Probably not now. Which is kind
Yeah.
of a shame because there was a few of them that they were there being in good spirits with it. You just had a
Mm.
couple of people that have like messed it up for pretty much everyone, probably.
Yeah, yeah. I do like the NEC, so every year I go to a board gaming expo there, at the NEC, and it's a great venue, but it's absolutely huge. You know, it's just massive. There's loads of different halls, and then, as I say, the train station's attached to it, and
Yeah.
just across the way there's like the big shopping centre. I can't remember what it's called now, but there's loads of restaurants and a shopping centre on the same grounds. You know, it's a great venue. And this year, Chris Barry's actually going to be there as well. Which,
You
for the
get around
first
it.
time that for the first time that I've seen, they've actually got a load of guests going, because normally it's just, you know, it's a board gaming event, so they don't normally have people who aren't in the board gaming industry. So yeah, looking forward to that. Should be good. Should be good. Have you lived down in Cornwall all your life then, or have you
Yeah,
experienced?
yeah. I'm born and bred. Was born in the local hospital and everything, and yeah, I've lived here all my life. I have.
Right. No plans to venture away so that you're nearer to these cons? No.
I mean, I would love to, but nah, probably not. To be honest.
It's not that easy. I
No,
mean, one of the cons that we so we're a CIC, which is like a community interest company, so we're not for profit,
yeah,
and we were the first CIC in England, but there was one other in the United Kingdom, and they're actually in the Outer Hebrides, and now that is like, that's miles away.
yeah.
You know, that's you need to get the ferry across just to get to their islands. Stoneway, I think they are. So sounds like a really nice place, but really hard to get to.
Mm.
Yeah. So they if they wanted to go anywhere to any other events, they'd have quite the travel on their hands going to
Yeah.
Scotland, I suppose.
Probably
Yeah.
even more than me.
Well, yeah, possibly. So is there any? Where's the biggest event that's near to you? Then is that Wales? Is that like the nearest one, or because
Yeah,
Wales isn't exactly near, is it? But
no, but I think that is the closest sort of one. I mean, it's probably a toss up between Wales and Birmingham, depending on which direction you sort of go. But yeah, I'd say that's probably the closest big one. And they do one in Exeter, like I say, and I've been to that a couple of times. That was my first one actually when I went in my first ever Comic Con. I went in my Doctor Who costume because I was too nervous to do a full costume. This one was just easier to look like a civilian in like 2 seconds and just take the jacket off and the scarf, and that's it.
yeah.
I look like a civilian.
And was that after you started your TikTok journey? So before that, had you never been to a Comic Con then?
Yeah, before that, I never even knew they were down here. When you talk about Comic Cons, I associate that with America, and that I never realized there was any actually around here. And yeah, that was my first experience. Can't remember how I actually came across it, but basically I saw that there was 2 Doctor Who actors going to this one, and I was like to the missus, I need to try to go to this because I've never met anyone famous. Up till then, the only famous person I'd met was Sebastian Coe, and that was when he was a politician. So I don't think that really counts.
No, it's questionable.
Yeah. But yeah, I got to meet Colin Baker and Paul McGann, and
Wow.
that was brilliant. It was brilliant to meet the 2 of them. I also got to see the sort of like the difference in the ways these styles handle it sometimes, because you can have ones that are really, I want to say that sort of like ticking a list off in their head. You know, I've met the fan, I've signed the autograph, I've taken the picture. You know, they're just ticking that off. And that was the way it felt with Colin, but with Paul McGann, literally, if I'd given him any inch, he would have just talked my ear off. Probably, he broke the ice straight away. He was wonderful to talk to. I've had a few of them like that. my favourite one is Matt Ryan. I actually got to see him twice. The first year I went to Wales, and the second year, and I got him to sign this tile of a photograph of me and my daughter and him, and he
Right.
absolutely loved it. He did. He went absolutely nuts about it. It was incredible to see, to be honest, and it was just brilliant. And luckily, my missus turned up literally a second before we were about to take some photos, and we got all in on it.
Oh,
For the
amazing.
second photos, yeah.
That's good. It's not something. It's probably not something that he would sign every day as well. I mean, it's
Yeah, he absolutely loved the fact that I brought this tile in, and it was the photo of us, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I remember that," and this is absolutely brilliant. And
it's funny talking about random things that have been signed. We had the guest on last week, and he met Craig Charles. I met him at Blackpool actually. He took to Craig Charles a piece of a Robot Wars robot. So it was literally a sheet of metal with like painted green and yellow. It was off Robot Wars because of course Craig Charles used to
yeah,
present it back in the day. And Mark, who came on the podcast, was a huge fan. So yeah, he had this random piece of metal off a off Robot Wars. So it's yeah, it's interesting to see the different things that people take to get signed.
yeah,
So it's interesting, not just photographs.
no. I mean, I don't think I'd get any of my helmets or anything signed, even if I
No,
met like the ones that would go with them. But definitely, I have thought of getting a load of these tiles with all the pictures that I've had taken, and maybe hopefully I'll get them all signed. Well, probably not, but at least I should be able to
maybe.
get a majority of them signed.
Yeah, that would be good. There's a well, I say there's a company. One of our directors runs a company called Superstar Autos, and he does signings. So he will find the guests and say, oh, I've got such a person, I'm doing signings for this person. So if you want things signing, you post them to him. He takes them and gets them signed, and then ships them back to you. So it's a bit of advertising there for Superstar Autos. But if there's anything that you did want signing, but obviously you can't travel to. I know it's not the same because you're not actually getting to meet the person,
Yeah,
but it's still cool knowing that you've got a signed
yeah,
item off them.
yeah.
It's
It is
it's
definitely
still quite cool. We did the cosplay takeover last night,
Mm.
the podcast, and we always have like a good bunch of questions around cosplay. So I'll ask you a couple of those just because I'm interested to see your answers compared to our regular cosplayers. So
Yeah.
if you could have a photo shoot anywhere in the world in any of your costumes or dressed as any character, where would you go? And that's
Ooh.
that's a tough one. And I'm sorry I've sprung this on you now. And take your time.
If I could go anywhere, I'd like to go somewhere over in America, and I would love to go as my Red Cornish Ranger. I mean, it has been discussed between me and some of my friends over there about seeing if we could get me over there. But trying to get this thing, I think I wouldn't be able to get it over there.
Yeah.
I mean, traveling it up
No.
country in the car is easy. Traveling it any further overseas and that probably be impossible. So I'd have to go
Yeah.
in. Probably the easiest one would be my white tiger Mandalorian sort of costume, because I can neatly pack that away in a case. But if I could do it, I'd like to go somewhere over in America, even if it was like to the that's a good one. I don't know what its real world name is, but the command center. I think it's like a Jewish library or something.
Right.
But
Whereabouts is that? Do you know where it is roughly?
I know it's somewhere in America. I know literally if you Google it, and probably if there's any Ranger fans watching this, they're probably screaming at me right now. But
Yes. Yeah, probably.
you can find it relatively easy because it is quite a famous sort of like landmark. But yeah, it would be awesome to have the Red Cornish Ranger standing outside the command center, and
Yes.
that would be awesome. Just doing all the poses and that, even for 5 minutes. Just be awesome.
And you meet up with all your other friends from over there and just
Yeah,
have
that would be
Yeah.
absolutely. It would be brilliant to see a lot of them.
Yeah. You best get saving up then.
Yeah.
But
Or
no,
start
that
to
brings
sell
us.
body parts.
Sorry.
Or start to sell body parts.
Well, yeah, that might be the best. Yeah, probably not a good idea. But no, that brings us to the end of the podcast. Thank you very much for joining us today.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and hopefully, we'll have you back on sometime.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.